it because it's my birthday. And we were standing out in our front yard and that first air raid, and I had to watch my church burning. That was my worst moment, I think, just was really starting.
Britain officially went to war with Nazi Germany at 11 o'clock on September 3, 1939. 2 days prior, the child evacuation process officially began. Within the first 72 hours of the war, over 1.5 million children fled London.
Then they evacuated all the children out of London, and I didn't want to go because I was 15 or whatever. But my mother wanted my sister to go because she was little. So she made me go with them to take care of me.
School children, ages kindergarten and up, evacuated with their classmates, teachers, and for the youngest children, mothers. Vera Berger and her sister Edna were two of those children. The British government encouraged school children to evacuate with their schools. With fear of bombs flying overhead, dire circumstances forced parents to choose between fiery danger and separation. Propaganda instructed families to give up their children for their safety. Oftentimes, however, evacuees were not any safer away from London.
And it was going on right over our heads, you know, the Battle of Britain, with our fighter pilots trying to keep the bombers away from London. And it was just a constant. So we sat under our desks, did our work under our desks.
Wow.
Out in the country, but
Okay.
they put us on the coast where the Battle of Britain was going on. So, what can I say?
With the huge influx of children to the country and shoreside, families volunteered to care for them in return for compensation. Safe and warm homes welcomed a select few of the evacuated children, but in most cases, harsh conditions forced some to grow up prematurely. The Berger sisters were two of these children.
I was reading comics, and the guy, he wasn't very friendly. He said she shouldn't be reading those comics, and he kind of took them away from her. And I thought he threw them in the fireplace and burned them. Writing a letter to his mother, and he was writing, you know. So I got so angry when he took that comic away from her and threw it in the fire. I grabbed his letter and threw it in the fire too. So next day we got moved out. Stayed evacuated for a year.
Wow.
And nothing much happened. And I graduated from school, so we came back home.
After their evacuation, Vera Berger and her sister returned home only to be put in harm's way yet again. Little did they know the bombing in London would intensify upon their return.
And about a week after we got back, the bombing really started.
Blitz in London began around 4 in the afternoon on the 7th of September, 1940. The Germans killed 430 people that day alone. For the next 57 nights, sirens rang in the sky while British soldiers retaliated from the sky and ground.
Almost every night. Once it got started, it just kept coming.
Just every night.
We had different mobile anti-aircraft guns, parked mobile guns, parked, and they kept parking in that little intersection down from my home. Because they were firing back and the noise was, but they were doing a good job. So. But they finally got our house anyway. Yeah.
But the British spirit lived on.
Yeah. Dancing every Saturday night, bombs or not.
Doodlebugs, small pilotless bombs, soared around the streets of London, terrorizing British civilians with buzzing that signaled an impending detonation. In the midst of a doodlebug attack, Mrs. Berger's mother created a memorable scene for her children.
Well, we used to keep a bucket of sand so that they started out with, they got, towards the end of the war, they were using these little doodlebugs, we called them. They came over, they were loaded with ammunition, loaded with explosives. They had a little light on the back of them with a little engine that was driving them. So we'd wait for these things to come down, see where they're going to come down. And that one came down, landed on a bedroom windowsill upstairs. And I remember my mother getting so angry. She got the shovel, and instead of putting shoveling sand on it, she started whacking it. And I said, no, you don't do that, Mother. It's going to explode. Bloody Hitler. She really had it.